Sorry, guys. I think I've been talking this whole time, and I don't think I was streaming live. So, just to kind of recap what I was talking about when I wasn't even live, I hit the button to go live, started talking, and looked at the screen on Twitch, and nothing was playing. So, let's go ahead again. Welcome to the 2027 PSHL2 Entry Draft Lottery. Again, this is your host, Commissioner Scott Schaefer. I started off saying a little bit ago that I just want to apologize. I've been spending all my time doing the PSHL portal website, so I've been behind on PSHL2 duties. I don't have the draft class, which usually I like to stay 2 seasons ahead on draft classes. I'm behind on PSHL's next draft, which I still have a season for that, and the PSHL2 draft, I'm way behind on. Obviously, I got a lot of the draft class done, but there's still some fine tuning and a lot of work still needs to be done. So I'm going to be focused tomorrow on getting the draft players completed so that you guys have a few days to prepare for this upcoming weekend's draft. I don't have the draft spreadsheet set up yet either. I was just looking for it and I couldn't find it, and it's because I never created it yet. So I have to get that going in the morning as well. So tomorrow will be a day to get everything ready for PSHL2. I will release files sometime tomorrow, and you guys could get to work on your draft preparation. So again, just PSHO portal. I've been working about 2 months on it. Basically, had to learn from scratch. I don't have any programming PHP knowledge. I started watching videos, doing trainings on it, then getting live and working on it and learning a lot as I go. But there's still some times where you just run into issues that sometimes take hours to try and figure out what's going on. So it's taking a lot of my time right now. It's in a good spot right now. I finally released it to PSHL. There's still some pages missing that I got to work on. There's some styling that basically when I want to style it for mobile devices, I'm going to basically have to restyle the whole thing all over again. So still a lot of work left. I'm probably a quarter of the way done with the whole thing. I mean, it's something that's going to be a year project. It's something I'm going to be adding to it and just making it better. So, but it was finally released. I will do a little quick tour of the website because the plan will be to implement it in PSHL2 hopefully by next season. So hopefully it's in a good enough spot where you can get it going in both leagues, and I think it'll increase a lot of interest. It'll probably fill up the league a little bit faster because once GMs outside the league start seeing it, this it's something that's rare for FHM. Out of the park, baseball always has their websites, but FHM doesn't have the websites, the HTML outputs, any kind of web portals like this. So I think it's going to set our leagues apart from others, and I look forward to really getting it out there to the FHM community. So as you see, when I thought I was streaming, I did reveal the 16th and 15th pick in the draft. The Ducks retain that 16th pick, and the Vegas Golden Knights retain that 15th pick. So let's go ahead and get to it. Let's reveal the 14th pick in the 2027 PSHL2 draft. This pick belongs to Toronto Maple Leafs. So the Maple Leafs stay in that 14th slot. Again, just a reminder, I was saying this earlier when I thought I was streaming, but again, draft lottery only determines the top 2 slots in the draft. Everything else will fall into place based on reverse standings of last season. So if one of these teams wins that draft lottery, they will slot into either the number 1 or the number 2 slot in the draft. Everything else will fall into place based on standings. So if you see one of these teams pop up on the left, and there should be 13th, let's say, and it skips to one of the other teams like the Rangers or the Canadiens, that means that team slots in one of those top 2 picks. So that'll be exciting when we reveal that. So let's go ahead and reveal the 13th pick in the 2027 PSHL2 draft. This pick belongs to the Edmonton Oilers. So the Oilers get that 13th pick in the 2027 draft. With the 12th pick in the 2027 PSHL draft. This pick belongs to the New York Rangers. The Rangers keep that slot at number 12. So far, everything running as expected. And here is the 11th pick in the 2027 draft. In the 11th slot is your Stanley Cup or your Schaefer Cup champion, Montreal Canadiens. They did win the cup, right? It's been so long, I don't even remember anymore. Again, I apologize. My focus has been, I just had family in for 3 weeks too, so I had to try and deal with that and work on the website and then keep the leagues going as much as possible too. So please forgive me with that. But again, we're also at a weird slot in both leagues that we're at the same exact date in both leagues except for 10 years apart. So it gets a little confusing on where we're at. So if I say 2037 PSHL draft, never mind me. I'm just getting the two leagues confused. So with the 11th pick in the 2027 PSHL 2 draft, this pick belongs to Montreal Canadiens. So the Canadiens keep that 11th pick in the 2027 draft. With the 10th pick in the 2027 PSHL 2 draft, this pick belongs to Pittsburgh Penguins. So the Penguins slot into that 10th slot. So far, 9 teams left. All 9 of those teams have a chance at winning those top 2 picks, with Vancouver having 2 chances at getting in those top 2. With the 9th pick in the 2027 PSHL 2 draft, this pick belongs to the Columbus Blue Jackets. So there's our first move. The New Jersey Devils, a team that currently does not have a GM, has slotted it into one of those top 2 slots. So the Columbus Blue Jackets fall back from 8th to 9th. So congratulations to the franchise of the Devils. With the 8th pick in the 2027 PSHL draft, this pick belongs to Vancouver Canucks. So the Canucks, with one of those 2 lottery picks, will draft 8th in 2027 PSHL 2 draft. With the 7th pick in the 2027 draft, this pick belongs to the Nashville Predators. So the Predators slot in at 7, dropping from 6th due to the Devils moving up in the top 2 slots. With the 6th pick in the 2027 PSHL draft, this pick belongs to the Vancouver Canucks. So the Canucks, with that other lottery pick, will now draft 6th and 8th in the 2027 draft. So other than the Devils, we have the Bruins, Capitals, Coyotes, and Wild fighting for those top 2 slots. With the 5th pick in the 2027 PSHL 2 draft, this pick belongs to Minnesota Wild. So the Wild slot in at 5 in the 2027 draft. With the 4th pick in the 2027 PSHL draft, this pick belongs to, did I hit the button? The Arizona Coyotes. So the Coyotes drop from 3rd to 4th. So now we have the Boston Bruins, Washington Capitals, and New Jersey Devils fighting for those top 3 slots. With the 3rd pick in the 2027 PSHL 2 draft, this pick belongs to the Washington Capitals. So the Capitals will draft 3rd, meaning the Bruins and the Devils are the top 2 picks, but we will reveal who is going to be drafting first in this weekend's draft. The Bruins, of course, finished with the worst record in the league, so they had the best chances of winning that first overall pick. But if the Devils happen to slot into that first spot, stealing that pick, jumping up from 9, that would slot the Bruins down to pick number 2. So I'm going to hit the show all button just to reveal the last 2 all at once, because there would be no suspense if we just revealed the second one. So here is the result of the 2027 PSHL 2 draft lottery. So the Boston Bruins will win that first overall pick. So it doesn't happen very often. A team that finished last with the best chances of that first overall pick actually retains that first overall pick. The New Jersey Devils, I think they were 9th and slotted into 2nd, moving up by winning that draft lottery 2nd slot. So congratulations to the Bruins. Now the work is cut out for you to try and figure out who you will be taking with the first overall pick in next weekend's draft. So with this being said, let me save this so we don't get that messed up. And now go ahead and do a quick tour while it's saving of the PSHL portal. So a lot of you guys that are in PSHL already have your logins to this, so you've already gotten familiarized with the website. So, but just for PSHL 2 people that haven't been involved in the design of this website, just going to take you a quick tour on this. So again, I'm just adding stuff as we go. So because we're in the off season, there's no leaders, but this will normally populate the top 8 slots in each of these categories. So I tried to make this as close to FHM 10 as possible, the way it looks. I used the same colors, same kind of format where it's got the leaders on the, although it's the standings page in the game, but I try to, I use the link colors are the same. I try to make it look exactly the same like FHM 10. I don't love it, as far as colors go. I've seen some cleaner websites out there, but again, if it's just keeping consistent with FHM 10, then these are the colors I went with. So eventually, we're going to have it to where articles will be posted by GMs and they will populate to the front page. Right now, I just put some placeholder, just copy and pasted a couple entry or introduction articles that I wrote or written. But eventually, I want to have it to where you log in and you can post your own team article, and it'll go to your team page and it'll go to the front page, and it'll maybe have, I don't know, 5 or 8 articles on the front page, and there'll be links to previous articles. To show your current game date, we're currently July 4th, 2037. Next sim is tomorrow, July 15th, and we're going 3 days. So that's what the 3 is in parentheses there. So again, this is upcoming schedule. This will be populated once I add a full sim schedule page on there. Then it'll populate the next 4 sims or whatever on there. So we'll just go quickly to the again. Well, let's start up here. So we got all the logos up here of all the teams. This will take you right to their team pages. So as you hover over them, they brighten up. Give you a little bit of a placeholder or whatever you want to call it, a little name there, in case you don't know what logos those are. Let's see. And then we'll go to the standings page. Again, this is as close as possible to FHM 10. Again, this is last season standings. I haven't updated, even though we've moved on to the next season in the website, I haven't updated a lot of the files because they're going to be a lot of zeros. So it'll wipe out a lot of this data. So I want to keep as much as possible from last season, but I think it's going to be updated tomorrow or the next day. I got to move on to the new data and get the new rosters all loaded and stuff. So, but that's the standings for now. And we got a little footer down there too. So I have the PSHL 2 portal link there at some point. It's got the FHM 10 logo, and actually if you click on that, it'll take you to the website. Alright, so that's the standings. We got the schedules link here. Current sim results. This will show just this past sim, which obviously there was none through this sim. This will show all the preseason games. Okay, there we go. This is obviously last season's preseason game. So obviously the schedules are long. I'll try to make it look nice and clean. So you're going to be scrolling a lot to try and reach certain dates. But it's probably better to view your team page. We'll go through that. You'll have just your own team games on there. All right, now box score link doesn't work. So no need to click on that. That's going to be probably a full weekend to design that box score the way I want it. That's going to be a big task. There's a lot of data files involved in that. That's a chore that I want to do. I mean, obviously that's great to have box scores, but that's something that's just a little bit more advanced, and I'm trying to put that off a little bit and kind of clean up all the easier type stuff, get that done, and then I'll tackle that box score at some point. So we got regular season games. So obviously this is going to be a huge schedule. It's got the dates in there. I would have liked to have like a header for the dates, but I don't really know how to do that. So here's what it is. You'll scroll down, just have to look at the dates. Again, it's going to be better to just go to the schedules, the current sim results, and you'll see all the games in there, or to go to your team page and view the schedule there. Stats page. This is something that's, again, it's blank right now, but normally it would have all the skaters would show up on this page, and this is also sortable headers here. So you click on it, and you can sort it by each one of these categories. You can see the leaders all the way down to the last place. And if someone had 0 points, they would be at the bottom. So it's also sorted by defense and goaltenders. And then you could view last season. Oh, we could do that. We could view last season's stats. So this is last season. Again, it's a big data table. 700, 800 players in this. So scroll down. go all the way to the bottom here. So 788 players played a game in PSHL last year. So again, it'll start sorted by points. Victor Nielsen was the leading scorer last year, but then you can sort by penalty minutes. Anders Kane of the Buffalo Sabres, 271 penalty minutes last season. So you just go and you can click each one of these headers and it'll sort them all. So that's that, and it'll have the playoffs, preseason, and regular season stats up there. You can view goaltender stats. Let's do last season's goaltender stats. That didn't work. I have to check that out. Okay, so there they are. This is sorted by wins first, so I bet you can sort by goals against average. However you want to sort it. So that's that. Players. Let's see. Did I update this? I was working on this today. Okay, I did. So this is going to be the players link will be where you see all the ratings of all the players in the league. So it's going to be sorted by overall rating. It's going to be obviously multiple pages. So there's a link down here. You could go ahead and go to whatever page you want. It'll take you to the next set of pages. This right now is not sortable. I can't. It will sort only the 50 records that are on this page. I don't know how to get it to sort all 800 or whatever records it is into one. So that's something that might be down the line because all this research I did, I couldn't find a way to do that. So these links up here are not done yet. I just did the PSHL players, but I did do the player search. So this is going to be something used often. So when we want to go in and quickly find a player, you're going to want to go to this player search. I was just playing with it, so enter in Rasmussen, hit enter, and this will bring up all the players with the last name of Rasmussen. Obviously, this will come over sorted by overall rating, highest. But what's interesting here is if you don't even know the full name, you just put Rasm. That's gonna, well, let's see, it did bring out a couple different results there. So just you don't have to put in the full first or full last name. Is there any Schaefers in the league? No. Okay. So, but that search is gonna be something where if you want to go in quickly and find a player, you can click that search, go to the menu, and then now you can go into the player page. So now you go into the Bo Rasmussen's page. Has all his personal details there on the left. Has all of his ratings here, including the hidden ratings. I added the goalie technique rating, which is actually hidden in game, and the overall positioning rating is hidden. I have their stats for this season down below, but obviously there's none. Contract status. Obviously this needs to be updated because we have updated the new file, so this is still based on last year's contract. But we'll have contract. We'll have career stats. It'll show all their stats for the career and their totals. So it'll show PSHL totals, 6 seasons, 126 wins. So that is pretty neat as well. Then you see their playoff statistics as well. Transaction page is not yet working, but I'm working to get that going. Hopefully that, I think the minimum this is going to show is maybe when they were drafted and any trades that take place since the portal began. I'll get to show up here. I don't know how to really get anything else further than that to show up. It'd be nice to get call-ups, call-downs and stuff, free agent signings and stuff put in the transaction menu. I just don't know how, without manually putting all that data in, how to make that work. So a lot of you guys already seen the trade tool. This is what PSHL is working now. Obviously, if I was logged into the website, it would default to my team name here. And then I would select the opposing team. I don't think it'll even work without, yeah, I have to select a team, but it won't let me select because I'm not logged in. So that'll take you to another screen where it'll show all the rosters, all the players, all the draft picks, all the prospects. You select up to 5 players, whoever's being traded for each team. Submit the trade, and then it will go to the trades link right here. So then it will show up in the trades. And obviously, as an administrator of the website, when I log in, I'm going to see some different options over here to the right. I'm going to see a button to approve the trade, and I also create a button so that I could input player IDs because I wasn't able to figure out a way to use my trade tool and then have the player ID come over with the player name. So I'm going to have to do a lot of manual inputting of player ID numbers to get this to work the way I want it to work for now. But again, this will show the completed trades. These are all the approved trades. You guys won't see those when you're logged in. Only the admin, the commissioner, will see trades that have been posted but not yet approved. So now let's go to the draft link is not created yet. Obviously that's something that's again going to be a pretty good task. I started working on it for PSHL and I stopped because it just seemed like there was just way too much work and too much time it's going to take to do it. So that's going to be another thing for a full weekend or two. We got the GM's list here, so we got the teams. This also shows when their last export was. This is really something that really started the conversation about building a website. I want to have something that could track exports, so people wouldn't say, "Hey, I exported. Can you check it for me?" You know, there needs to be, like out of the park, a website, a way to view when your export was last received, and this will now do it. So now when you have any questions, you go in, you can see when your last export came through. I have the date and the time there, and then at some point I'm going to implement this into the activity points, try and get it to where if that time is between the last sim and this sim, then automatically add one activity point. So we got that, and then we will click on the team page. So this was a full task in itself. A lot of programming, and then I posted this on the web to go live with it, and all my SQL stuff that I had created all broke because my web server doesn't have the updated SQL version, so I had to reinvent the wheel for this whole thing where it ranks the leaders here on the left. It was something that was about a week's worth of work, so it's really frustrating to spend so much time on something and then have it not work when it goes live and have to redo it all over again. So again, this is last season stuff, but it will take your current season. It'll have your record up here. It'll show where you rank in the division and the conferences, and then it will show your ranks in each one of these categories in the league. So pretty cool. I like that. It'll also show I'm going to have your top 5 leaders on each statistical category here, and you'll have your news articles posted here as well. So roster page, you can click on each one of these categories here. We'll just do the pro team. It's going to show the basics: age, height, weight, stars, cap hit. Not a whole lot in this unless you want to get on it and click a player and see their profile. What you're really going to want is this link to the player ratings. This is where you're going to want to see all the ratings and again be able to sort them, because this is your whole team here. Actually, this is just contracted players, but actually not contracted. It's all only active Buffalo Sabres pro players. You have to click on the AHL to see the AHL team, but at least it is sortable. So if you want to see who's got the best offensive read on your team, you click that. You can see Milan Zatko has the 19 offensive rating. And then you will go into the different categories here. So there's several categories in game. I don't know if you've gone in too deep and checked in the ratings, but there is several different categories. You can check their defensive ratings by clicking that drop down. You go in and select the goaltender ratings, and then the goaltenders will populate. So they'll have your contracted goalies. Again, you go into the AHL. See all your AHL players there. You could also sort them by potential if you want to. Have the highest potential guys pop up. And what's really going to be cool is this entire organization link right here. So this is going to populate everybody that's contracted, AHL, unsigned prospects, anybody that's part of your protection list is now going to show up in this link. And now you're going to be able to sort them to see where you're at. So now you want to sort by overall rating. It's going to show it's going to populate with some of your prospects in there as well. So this is going to be kind of cool to go through and just play around with. Again, you could do all this stuff in game, but I just think having the ultimate goal is to have something available for where people outside of the league can check out the league. They can check out rosters without having me have to send screenshots. They can click around, see which team they want to join as, and then before they apply, and kind of gets the league some recognition that it deserves. So Let's see, is there anything else? Activity points are not set up yet. The annual points distribution. This is our annual form that we just did for PSHL2. We did it through the website for PSHL. It won't work because it only works on July 1. It defaulted to the Canadians because they are the Team Zero. Brought his stuff up, so sorry about showing that stuff, but it will only show, if you're logged in, it will only show your team there. And then we got our GM application here, so we got the GM application people could fill out, and then we have the waiting list. And then I have a lot more information that I can see here that when I'm logged in, you guys can only see a name, but I can see all the information from the application. So I think that's just about it right now. Let's go back to the team. This is Bruins. Let's go to Bruins since they won the lottery. Let's go. The schedule. Let's see. Well, we got to play. We have the ratings. We kind of saw that, the sortable ratings, the stats, and that's not gonna work because it's the new season. But let's go to the schedule and see if anything's there. So this is last season's schedule. So this is gonna only show you. Well, it should only show your games, but it's showing my games. So I think I have a coding issue there where I didn't fix something. So good thing I went around looking in this because I need to fix that. So I always default my team in there when I'm doing SQL coding, and then I replace it later with the PHP code, and I think I forgot to do the PHP code on this one, so I'll have to fix that team schedule page. But you get the idea. It's got the preseason schedule first, and then it's got the regular season schedule. At least it's just all your games instead of having to scroll through the list of 1,400 games or whatever it is in the league, and then you see the last game of the season is down there. So again, thanks for checking it out, guys. If you have any questions or any feedback on the website, go ahead and let me know. I'm always trying to improve this and make it better for the user. And again, a lot of this is going to have to go with styling, which I don't know a lot about. I'm just trying to get this to look good on the web first, and then I'll worry about getting it to look good on mobile devices. So that's it. Thanks for watching the PSHL 2 2027 Draft Lottery Show. Again, any questions, let me know, and I'll get that stuff posted within the next day or so you guys can start preparing for that draft. Thanks. Bye.